Originally, I was just gonna glom this all into one big roundup, but then I decided that I didn't want to do that, so instead I'm just gonna post one roundup every single day until they're all done, and they should all be done in a couple of weeks. Yay, because this season has been not very good. You gotta admire Gales' dedication. Despite risking being poisoned, okay, actually cursed, he still wants to know what the truth is, even if it kills him. Also, we finally meet our villain. 9 episodes in. I have no idea who this lady is or where she came from, but we finally met our villain. And she's kinda creepy, I guess. I don't even know what her plans are, so at this point I don't really care. I'm still interested to know what Nemo actually is, though. So we finally get Sayu's backstory, and it's exactly what I thought it was going to be. I mean, they do a good job presenting it, but there's nothing really special about it. It's your typical story of a girl who's being abused by her mother and she runs. I kind of like that they commit to this, but honestly, I was hoping for something a little bit more epic. Then again, maybe I'm biased because I'm just watching too much anime. So at this point, it's pretty clear that the older shadows are hiding something. I mean, we kind of already knew that, but their conversations hint that they know actually what happens when the dolls lose. I am terrified to find out. So, as punishment for almost starting a war, our heroes have to go and get these weird water beans this week. It's mostly just an excuse to stick them all in a tent together so that Six can make lewd jokes at all the girls. And Rose tries to eat him. No, seriously, that is an actual plot point. She's hungry and she wants to eat him. Although, considering how sexual this show is, I don't think she just means in terms of food. But wait, isn't Rose supposed to be a child? And ew, that's just. This week, Otokawa rescues the monkey, whose name I don't remember, and we learn that Otokawa's parents are dead. That's literally it. Also, where is the idol? I'm not actually interested in this show anymore. I just kind of thought it was weird that they made a spectacle of it reaching 100 episodes. Like, they don't do anything with it. There's not a clip show, there's no top 10 list, no best openings, no best endings. We do get to see more of Monoma, though, and unlike most people, I actually like him. Mostly because he shares a seiyuu with the best character in Re:Zero. Why do people never pay attention to the fluffy Pope? And no, not the Pope you're thinking of, the better Pope. So, they rejected a girl from joining their club because she's a girl, or maybe because she's pretty. I don't know and I don't care. And she got mad and started putting artwork in their club? What? Look, this series is mostly an excuse to look at really, really, really pretty art. But quite frankly, that gets very boring after a while. I want an actual story. I want an actual detective show. I want mysteries. I want something interesting. Hopefully next season's The Detective is Already Dead will be much better than this. At least June's in that one. Imagine how horrible it must feel to have to fight your brother in battle, especially knowing that he's dead and he wants to put your brain into a machine. Like, ew. And then it gets worse when you realize that he actually knows that it's not his brother's fault and that Shorei feels bad. Like, that's just heartbreaking, man. Also, I love the fact that at this point Lena just says fuck it and decides to help the spearheads no matter what. Like, she knows the Republic doesn't care about them, and they probably don't care about her either, so just help. I'm pretty sure they're all gonna die, though, so maybe it's anticlimactic. So, knowing that I'm done with the train wreck that is Joran, I decided to go back and check in with the Natsu no Taizai again, just out of curiosity, and I have no idea. They're fighting some kind of dog monster, or maybe it's a cat, I don't know. And Arthur is now the king of chaos and Merlin wants to resurrect something. I dipped out when they went to hell. Yes, they actually went to hell, and at that point I said fuck it and ran, because this series is going so off the deep end I have no idea what's happening anymore. I liked it better when they were trying to clear their name and protect the kingdom. Simple mercenary stuff. So last week we were introduced to these red pins that made all the players translucent, and my first thought upon seeing these was, these are going to enslave the players, aren't they? And lo and behold, I was right. Also, we get to learn more about Bede and learn that Rhyme is his sister. And honestly, I kind of wish he was the protagonist, because I actually really like his personality. He has an actual goal, and it seems like he's much more interesting than Neku is. I like the fact that Neku needs to learn to be more outgoing and needs to learn to get along with people, but his personality is just really boring to me. I'm not particularly fond of introverts because they're generally quiet. They don't interact with people, and as someone who likes people and is very outgoing, I find them extremely irritating. No offense to anybody who's introverted. I know it's not always your fault, but it's just really annoying trying to talk to people who don't want to talk. So this week, the girl in question sees her mother with some dude, and she thinks he's a terrible person. And honestly, I was kind of hoping that it would actually turn out to be the mother who's the terrible person, because she's kind of cheating on the father. But no, it turns out the guy is a scumbag, and he's manipulating her mother and using her, and he's also kind of a pervert. It's really disappointing. I hope this show would do something interesting with the character for once, but no. Also, more hints about some kind of fairy problem. The queen keeps cryptically hinting about something with Ranmaru. I don't really care at this point. I just want to see if there's an actual villain or if anything happens. So, Shu was somehow alive, and something about keeping his body in the ship, and that Lingaland is somehow not the only Lingaland, and there's a bunch of little Lins, and I don't know anymore. This show's on crack. Like, a lot of crack. The art's not even good enough to make me want to watch another season. It's just weird. So this week we get more from Kyle, who's kind of the only reason I watched this show. Okay, he's totally the only reason I watched this show. I like June, but even he can't save this series from being boring. Also, Yuri is officially my favorite character, mostly because he has the most personality of any of them, and he reminds me a lot of Roswell, which is funny because his voice actor voices Subaru, and they hate each other. I know I'm going off on a tangent, but this show actually makes me miss ReZero. That's weird. No, you didn't misread that. This is an OVA for Yojo Senki. And we're not just getting an OVA, we're also getting a full-blown second season. Thank God, because this show is actually really good. This episode focuses on something a lot don't, and that's the fact that in most wars, you have to find your own meals. And you have to cook your own meals, too. I love the idea of Tanya going into a battlefield and going, okay, hey men, find the biggest chicken you can. And some roasting pans. And some sauce, too. Like, the idea of this little girl instructing her soldiers on how to cook food is just hilarious. Mostly because Sonya is psycho and she probably killed all the people who were guarding it in the process. And that's one more down and 3 more to go. This season hasn't been very good, so I'm kind of looking forward to the end of it.